Welcome to this explainer. I am so incredibly pumped you're hanging out with me today because we are diving headfirst into the great unknown. You know, when we think about exploration, our brains almost instantly look up, right? Up to the stars. But today we're looking down. We are descending into the pitch black, completely unexplored depths of our own oceans to check out some of the most mysterious, bizarre, and, frankly, terrifyingly fascinating creatures that share this rock with us. We're unpacking a source that breaks down 7 deep-sea creatures that look literally like they were dropped here from another planet. And we're going to take a really close look at the 2 most mind-bending examples from that list.
So let me ask you this. What if aliens are already living among us? I mean, we spend billions, literally billions of dollars, sending rovers to Mars, pointing massive telescopes at the edges of the galaxy, just hoping for a tiny sign of extraterrestrial life. But what if you don't actually need a spaceship to find an alien? What if you just need a submarine? The mysteries right here on Earth are absolutely staggering, and the source material we're looking at today makes a seriously compelling case that the most alien life forms imaginable are just beneath the waves, hiding out in the dark.
70%. Water covers 70% of our entire planet. Just think about that for a second. The vast majority of the Earth is submerged. Yet, even with this massive watery footprint, we humans have explored a wildly small fraction of it. It's kind of crazy, but we actually know more about the surface of the moon than we do about the floor of our own oceans. We are practically strangers to our own home planet. Section 1, an unexplored alien world. All right, to really wrap our heads around these creatures, we first gotta understand just how intensely isolated their home is. We're heading down to the most unforgiving spots on the globe. Check this out. Since the dawn of humanity, 12 people have walked on the moon. 12. It's this crowning achievement of human ingenuity. But if you look at the deepest point on Earth, the Mariana Trench, only 3 people have ever made that journey to the bottom. 3. Let that sink in. It is quite literally easier and way more common to shoot a human being into the vacuum of space to walk on the lunar surface than it is to send them to the deepest depths of our own ocean. Section 2, the crushing Mariana Trench. Now, this isn't just some place that's dark and deep. It's a place that actively wants to destroy absolutely anything that isn't perfectly built to handle it. Just imagine standing at the bottom of the Mariana Trench. The sheer weight of the water pushing down on you would be the equivalent of 50 jumbo jets stacked right on top of your body. 50. That is just an incomprehensible amount of crushing force. It's an environment so incredibly hostile, so impossibly heavy, that human survival down there without a highly specialized, insanely thick-hulled submersible is exactly 0.
And it's exactly because of this that extreme environments forge otherworldly adaptations. This terrifying, high-pressure, totally lightless world is the exact reason the creatures down here look and act like they're from another solar system. When you live under the weight of 50 jumbo jets in absolute pitch black, standard biology just goes out the window. Nature has to get weird. It gets really creative. The animals that manage to survive here have developed physical traits that seem totally alien to us surface dwellers, all just to survive and catch their next meal.
Which brings us to Section 3, the living fossil, the Goblin Shark. Let's look at our first alien encounter in the dark. This visually terrifying predator isn't just a monster of the deep. It has mastered its environment so perfectly that evolution basically just threw its hands up and said, "Yep, you're done." The Goblin Shark has remained virtually unchanged for roughly 125 million years. Think about that timeline. This exact species, looking just as nightmarish as it does today, was swimming around in the deep ocean, doing perfectly fine, while the T-Rex was stomping around on the surface. They survived the massive extinction that wiped out the dinosaurs, and they've been silently hunting in the dark ever since. So how does a creature survive for 125 million years? Well, it helps to have a biological superweapon. Here's how it works. Step 1, prey wanders by in the dark. The shark itself looks kind of slow, sluggish even. But then, step 2, its entire jaw physically detaches from its face and shoots outward like a slingshot. It is a completely wild anatomical trick. And then, step 3, the trap snaps shut. This is actually considered one of the fastest bites in the entire ocean. The attack is so lightning fast that the prey literally doesn't even have a second to flinch, let alone swim away. Just a true alien predator. All right, Section 4, the transparent-headed fish. Now, if the Goblin Shark is a marvel of weaponry, this next animal is an absolute marvel of engineering. Down in the deep sea, there is 0 sunlight, suffocating absolute darkness. So how on earth do you see what you're trying to eat? Well, this fish solved the problem of absolute darkness in a way that is just mind-bending. This creature has developed a literal, completely transparent head. I'm not kidding, you can look right through its skin and clearly see its brain, its nerves, the whole shebang inside. It's a crazy evolutionary hack designed to capture whatever incredibly faint, microscopic specks of light might drift down from the surface. Basically, its head acts just like the clear canopy of a fighter jet cockpit.
But here is the real plot twist, the anatomical illusion that completely tricks you. When you look at its face, you see what look like two little eyes right at the front, right? Nope. Those are actually its nostrils. Its real eyes are those glowing green spheres located entirely inside its see-through head. And because the head is completely clear, those glowing green internal spheres can actually rotate. They can look straight up, straight down, or even sideways right through the fish's own skull to track prey in the dark. I mean, come on, that is a genuine miracle of nature that sounds like it was ripped straight out of a sci-fi novel.
Moving on to Section 5, Earth's hidden biodiversity. As we start our virtual trip back up to the surface, keep in mind that the goblin shark and the transparent-headed fish are just two of the 7 bizarre creatures our source highlights as having adapted to these extreme pressures. And that leads us perfectly to the ultimate takeaway from today's explainer. Most of our planet's biological diversity is still just waiting down there to be discovered. We spend so much time looking up at the stars, wondering what's out there. But these incredible, wild adaptations prove that the greatest mysteries, our very own Earthbound aliens, are swimming right beneath our feet. The ocean is just this vast, untapped frontier of life that completely defies our expectations every single time we dive down. So I want to leave you with a final thought drawn directly from our source material today. Which of these deep-sea creatures surprised you the most? Was it that ancient, jaw-slinging goblin shark, or maybe the glowing, inner-eyed, transparent-headed fish? Honestly, as we keep building the technology to push past those crushing pressures, who even knows what other aliens we're going to find hiding in the deep? Keep questioning, keep exploring, and I will catch you in the next explainer.